So talk to me about draw schedules. I think the investor wants to pay as little as possible as they can along the way, and the contractor needs enough to survive and would like it more frequently.
Sure.
What's like a win-win that can be proposed when negotiating terms of a contract?
So that's really fluid depending on the job, but that could also raise red flags. So myself, I actually have a project going on right now. We're 2 weeks in. I haven't, shame on me, I haven't asked for the first draw. They paid for their cabinets up front, but we're already done with demo. We're painting the walls. We've drywalled, demoed everything. And I'm like, shoot, I have to invoice them. So where I mean it could be a red flag are those people that are very adamant that they need money. They need money. Think about it in these terms. Is what you're doing, does it need money? How do you pay your guys? Are you paying your guys weekly? Because nobody's paying their guys daily. If they're paying their guys daily, I don't know. I would say run away, but I don't know. Right. If they're paying their guys daily, that's some fly by night stuff. But how are you paying your guys? Okay, if it's demo, that doesn't really take any cost. You need what, $200 for some garbage bags? Everything else should already be there. So when it comes to demo and stuff, me personally, to lend credibility, I actually say I don't need money from you for this first portion. Obviously I do invoice the first week, but I say I don't need money because all we're doing is demo, and that's labor intensive, and that takes no money, right? So maybe shame on me, but I feel like I've been very blessed with a lot of the clients that I have building that relationship. Now, I'm not going to run away and steal your deposit. I have, and to go down the rabbit hole, probably talking too much. I had a guy that I've been following a lot. I emulated him. I like him. I tried to get him on one of my projects, and he's like, you need to give me money day one, like before I even step on the project. I'm like, dude, you do way bigger projects than me. How do you not already have a bankroll? Obviously I'll pay you because I understand that, but that was a red flag to me. I'm not working with him. Not because of that, but because for a myriad of other things.
Yeah, I think it's very true as far as what the scope of the work requires. So we kind of act as our own GC with subs, but we always carry the materials. So, it really didn't require too much money up front because you're not going to prepay your guys. And that was always a red flag for us that that they're having cash flow issues. Now, on the flip side of that, we tried to pay them a little more often, a little more, maybe on a $40,000 rehab, we might pay them 7 or 8 times smaller amounts, just because I always still get that it motivated them to kind of keep moving at these certain points. So stuff.
Yeah, let's kind of counterpoint this as well. Like, let's say you hire someone to do your kitchen for you, right? And you're not going to touch the materials. You're busy with your 9 to 5. You're making them buy the cabinets. You're making them buy the stone. You're making them buy all the appliances, the fixtures. You should be paying up front, right? Like that person's not trying to rip you off. Like, that is a ton of money for someone who's living paycheck to paycheck to just go out there and be like, yeah, I'm going to front this couple thousand. And then, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. I feel like investors are always like, oh, I'm not giving you a dime. And it's like, well, hold on a second. Like, it is, it goes along the same lines. We've talked about this several times on the podcast, like your draw process, like, oh yeah, cool. That's going to cover 90% of my rehab.
Right.
Well, no, you still need the money to buy all this stuff, and you will get reimbursed, but you still got to be able to float that for, whatever period of time between your draws.
Yep, exactly. And that's also why I don't like 203K loans, to be very honest. But you're right. It depends on the project. And that's why I said it's very project dependent. That's why for my draw schedules, it's typically at a significant event. So I made that first example with the red flag. If it's just demo, like somebody that's being very forceful about money, whatever amount, some people want half up front, and it's like, okay, it's a $50,000 project and you're just doing demo day one, you could run away. But on the back end, with the point you're making, I make my draw schedules at significant events. So after demo, then come materials for drywall, trigger event, draw event. And those materials will expand into the bathrooms because demo includes all that. So then after bathrooms are complete, another draw event, because then you're getting countertops, vanities, fixtures, and you got to float that. So typically on a large project, I'm about 4 draws. I do a third up front or first week of project, a third after a significant event, such as starting bathrooms, ordering cabinets, ordering vanities, supplies, and then a third upon reasonable completion with a 10% holdback only of the outstanding balance. Because, you know, that's gotten me in trouble before too. I've only had to put out 1 mechanics lien